Morning everyone. So here I am once again with another topic of laws of motion. The today's topic is two body problem. Right, we are discussing two body problem. Now what is two body problem? Actually what is the problem, right? So there are three types of question. One question is what is the maximum possible force that can be applied to the body so that the blocks move together. So that problem has been discussed in the previous lecture. Now the second type of problem is to find the acceleration of the blocks. Right, so let us take an example. Suppose there are two blocks and let me give some numerical values also. So suppose there is a surface, rough surface, and there are two blocks. The lower block is of mass 4 kg. Suppose this is a block of mass 4 kg. Over this block there is another block of mass 2 kg. Right, a force is to be applied on the lower body. Suppose the applied force is F, and since the surfaces are rough, so there is coefficient of friction. Suppose the coefficient of friction between the ground and the lower block is 0.3, and that between the blocks is 0.2. Now this is the question. We have to find the accelerations of the block, the acceleration of the upper block, the acceleration of the lower block. This is the question. And suppose the force, so let us write 2-3 values of the external force to understand the concepts entirely. Right, so the question is find out acceleration of blocks. The question is one liner. It seems very simple to find out the acceleration of the blocks, but it is not S, right? The question is a bit complicated, right? So if let us give 2-3 values to this force, external force. If number 1 F is equal to 12 Newton, suppose number 2 if F is equal to 24 Newton, number 3 if F is equal to 36 Newton. Suppose these are the, so basically now there are 6 questions. When the force is 12 Newton, the accelerations A1 and A2. When the force is 24, then 36. So we have to find the accelerations of the two blocks. This is the question. The surfaces are rough, two bodies, two blocks, one on another, and find out the acceleration. This is the value of the force. This is the question. Now what is the main issues with these kind of questions? The main problem is the pattern of the motion of the blocks is unknown. We are clueless whether the blocks are moving together or whether the blocks are moving separately, even if the force is good enough to slide the system or not. So before starting the problem, before answering the problem, you need to write the script of the question. We need to create the story that what is the actual situation depending upon the external force. So the type of the motion of the bodies depends upon the magnitude of the external force, right? So let us understand how to start. So I'm changing the slide, right? Okay, so have you written the question? Okay, good. You understood the question properly, right? Now so let us write the script. Answer part. First of all, in such kind of questions, first of all you have to check whether the force is enough to drive the system or not. For this, consider the two bodies as single body, right? So to check if the blocks slide, we will check. So mass is 4 kg and 2 kg. Suppose there is one body of mass 6 kg. The friction between the two blocks now is internal force. So what is the external force? External force is, suppose in case number 1, leave the cases, let us find separately. Suppose the force is F, and what is the friction? Because the external force has to overcome the static friction between the lower body and the surface, right? So this coefficient of friction is 0.3 as per the question. Suppose this is a one body of mass 6 kg. Now what is the limiting value of the friction? So suppose this is FL. FL is equal to mu times normal reaction. This is the formula of limiting friction. So FL is equal to mu, that is 0.3, times m. M is 6 kg, 4 plus 2 6, into g, that is 10. So FL is equal to 18 Newton. What is the requirement of this exercise? Why are we doing this? 18 Newton is the static friction, the maximum value of static friction, which is called the limiting friction between the body and the surface. So any force less than 18 Newton is not able to drive this system. So if the external force is less than 18 Newton, the system will remain at rest and acceleration of both of the blocks will be 0. Got this point? Right. So this is the first point, and remove this F. We need not this in this part. So you know what is this? This is the minimum force. So actually the minimum force needed to drive the system is 18 Newton. Is it clear to everyone? Right. Now the second question, whether the blocks are sliding together as a combined body or the blocks are sliding separately, right? So in previous problem, the problem was that this is a mass of capital M and this is a mass of small m, and suppose the coefficient of frictions are mu and mu dash, then the minimum force, not minimum, the maximum force that can be applied to the lower body so that the bodies move together is F max. We have this formula of F max. It is mu plus mu dash into m plus m into g. This is the maximum possible value of this applied force. Until the magnitude of force exceeds this value, the bodies will slide together as a single body, right? So in second part, now we will check till what magnitude of the external force the bodies will slide together, right? So for this problem, let us refer to the problem 4 kg, 2 kg, 0.2, 0.3, right? So let us find the value of the force. It is F max. For this problem, F max is equal to 0.3 plus 0.2, and masses are 4 plus 2 into 10. What is this value? Add it. This is 0.5 into 10. 0.5 into 10 is 5. So this is 5 into 6 is equal to 30 Newton, isn't it? 30 Newton, correct? Right. Means if the maximum value of the applied force will be 30 Newton, then only the blocks will move together, otherwise the upper block will slide over the lower block. So this is the, so you start this kind of problem from here. First check if the external force is good enough to slide the system as a whole, right? In second part, you check if the external force with the impact of the external force, if the upper body will start sliding over the lower body or not, right? Now, so the two situations, the one force is 18 Newton and another is 13 Newton. Now let us check the applied forces. What are the magnitudes of applied forces, right? So let us check. The force is 12 Newton. 12 Newton is less than 18 Newton. The force will be 12 Newton. The bodies will not slide. In second part, it is 24 Newton. Means the bodies will slide, but the bodies will slide together. And in third part, the F is 36 Newton. That exceeds the value F max. 30 Newton means in third part the bodies will slide separately, not together. Is it clear? Right. Now, so now writing the answer for first case, when F is equal to 12 Newton, right? The system will remain at rest. So A1 is equal to A2 is equal to 0, right? Got this point? The accelerations of both of the blocks will be 0 because the external force is 12 Newton, which is less than the minimum force required to drive the system as a whole body, right? Now in second part, the external force is 24 Newton. The external force is 24 Newton. The bodies will slide, but the bodies will slide together as a one body, right? So if the external force is 24 Newton and since the bodies are sliding together, so we can consider the bodies as one body. 6 kg, the force is 24 Newton, force is 24 Newton, and what was the friction between the surface and the bodies? That was coefficient of friction, limiting friction. What is the value of friction? I think check, it was 18 Newton. So force is acting are 18 Newton in backward direction, 24 Newton in forward direction. The acceleration of the blocks, or both of the blocks, which is common, right? So as per free, we need not to write the, there are forces in vertical direction also, but here we need only horizontal forces because the body is accelerating in horizontal direction. So the force 24 minus 18, this is the net force, and right side mass times acceleration. The mass is 6 and acceleration is a. This is what 6 is equal to 6a. A is equal to 1 meter per second square. I must say the A1 is equal to A2 is equal to 1 meter per second square. The accelerations of both of the blocks. Got? Now, which is the most important part? The third part, where the blocks are moving separately. So if they are moving separately, the accelerations will be different. We need to find A1 and A2, and before finding accelerations we need to understand the why the upper block is sliding and in which direction the upper block is sliding over the lower block, right? So moving to the third part of the question, that the external force is 36 Newton, right? Write down. Part 1 and 2 are clear, right? In first part the system is not sliding, in second part the system is sliding as a single body. Now third part, external forces. What is the maximum, what was the maximum value of the force in this question till the blocks will move together? See, 30 Newton, right? So in third part, as F max was 30 Newton and F applied is equal to not externally applied force, that is 36 Newton, right? Now what is happening? See, this is the situation. 6 kg, not 6 kg, 4 kg combined, it is 4 kg. Lower body is 4 kg, upper body is 2 kg. Have you heard about pseudo force, or it is also called as fictitious force? When a body is placed over another body, and if the another body is accelerated, suppose you are standing in a bus, right? And bus is accelerated in forward direction, so you feel jerk in backward direction. This is pseudo force, right? So the thing is whether the observer is on the system or it is outside the system on the ground, right? So to understand the impact of the pseudo force, let us consider the observer is standing on the lower body and the lower body is accelerated in this direction. Suppose the acceleration is A2 and the acceleration of upper body is A1. So because of the external force, suppose there is some external force, write the value of the force F is equal to 36 Newton, and suppose the acceleration of this body is A2, right? Now since this body is accelerated and the observer is standing on the lower body, for this observer, as he is also facing the same pseudo force in backward direction, because the lower block is moving in this direction, upper block is having pseudo force in backward direction. The direction of pseudo force is opposite to the acceleration of the body in which it is placed, right? So basically the upper body tends to slide in a direction, in backward direction, that is opposite to the acceleration of the lower body. Getting my point? So now there is a tendency of our upper block to slide in backward direction. Now which force will try to hold the body from sliding back? Which force? Obviously the friction, right? So now from the frame of reference of the lower block, the upper block tends to slide in backward direction, and the friction, to hold this body from sliding, the friction will act in forward direction. Getting this point? The direction of the friction. Suppose a bag is placed on the roof of the bus, right, and bus is sliding, bus is accelerating in this direction, right? Then in which direction the bag will tend to fall? In backward direction, right? So this is the situation. So what I am saying, that now let us draw the free body diagram, and before it let us calculate the magnitude of friction between the upper body and the lower body. We haven't do this, right? So what I am saying, that FL dash, the coefficient of friction between the blocks is 0.2. It is 0.2, right? And the mass is 2 kg. So what is FL? FL is equal to mu times normal reaction, mu times mg, as per the formula, because this is, limiting friction. We have to find the, because it is on the verge of the, so basically F, and you don't write FL, you just write F. This is the value, because if the body is sliding, and if you want to check whether the upper block will slide or not, even you can check this also, right? So FL is equal to mu times normal reaction, mu mg. The FL dash is equal to 0.2 into mass, which is 2, into 10. FL dash is equal to 4 Newton. This is 4 Newton. The maximum possible value of the friction between the upper body and lower body is 4 Newton. If the body is under acceleration because of this force, then let us find what can be the value of the acceleration. Suppose this is 36, you will find it is, the acceleration is good enough, and the magnitude of the pseudo force in backward direction is good enough to slide the body in backward direction. Now let us draw the free body diagram of the upper body, 2 kg. This is 2 kg. Right, now as I told, the direction of the static friction, direction of the friction on this body, not static friction, because this body is sliding, the direction of the kinetic friction. Effortless, you see, in question it is not, given whether this is coefficient of static friction or kinetic friction. We have to decide. If the body is sliding, take it as mu k. If the body is at rest, take it as mu s. So better, this is okay that we are checking that this is the maximum value, but even if the body starts sliding, then this is we will consider this as Fk, right? So this is what? This is friction acting in forward direction, right? Because the body tends to slide in this direction and friction is preventing, right? Or you can say the body is sliding and the direction of kinetic friction is opposite to the relative velocity. So if it is static friction, then the direction is in this direction, because until the body will start sliding, the limiting friction will be able to hold the body. Then also the direction of friction in previous cases, when the body was at rest, when the force was 24 Newton, both of the bodies are sliding together. In that case particularly, since the body starts sliding in backward direction, because we have checked that the external force is good enough so that the system is not moving as a whole. So this is the force F, we just call it F. This is the friction. And now suppose the observer is at ground, right? So observer is on the block frame of reference to check the direction of the pseudo force, but it is always better to place the observer on the ground for simplicity, right? So if the observer is on the ground, now the direction of the acceleration of the upper block when the observer is standing on lower block is in backward direction, but overall the upper body is on the lower body. Lower body is moving in this direction. So for an observer on the ground, the upper body is sliding in forward direction. With respect to the lower body, it is sliding in backward direction. You are getting my point. The bag is placed on the roof of the bus. Suppose the bus is accelerated in this direction. Suppose the bag is sliding slowly in backward direction. For a person standing on the ground, what will be description of the motion of the upper body? He will say that the upper body is also sliding in the forward direction along with the bus. Getting my point? So now the acceleration is A1, other forces are N and 2G, right? Now F is equal to ma1. So F is equal to ma1. The only force is 4 Newton. We are not applying external force to the upper body, and this is the only force. If the body is even sliding and going with the lower body, then it is the friction. So the direction of friction is this, and F is equal to ma1. Friction and acceleration both are in same direction. Now what is the value of acceleration? F is 4 Newton, mass is 2 kg. What is A1? A1 is equal to 2 meter per second square, isn't it? Have you done this? Write this. Right, so I am writing, the space is less, but I am writing at the same slide that it is F, that is 4, is equal to mass, which is 2, and acceleration, it gives A1 is equal to 2 meter per second square. There is limited space, so I am writing this on next slide also, that acceleration A1 is equal to 2 meter per second square, if you see the situation, right? Now, so let us see once again. This is the upper body, and we have concluded that the maximum force was 30 Newton for the bodies to move together, but the applied force is 36 Newton. So upper body is sliding in backward direction with respect to the lower body, but it is sliding for upper body. For the ground, it is sliding in forward direction. The acceleration is in forward direction, and acceleration is 2 meter per second square. If you are interested, at the end of the discussion, we will check what is the acceleration of this body, upper body, with respect to the lower body, right? Now what about the lower body? And once again, see the diagram. I am asking the question, what will be the direction of the friction exerted by the upper block on the lower block? In backward direction or in forward direction? What do you think? Since friction follows the action reaction phenomena, right? The frictional force exerted by lower block on upper block is in forward direction. This is action. What is the reaction? The friction exerted by upper block on lower block is in backward direction, right? So the lower block will experience two friction. Number one, the friction exerted by the upper body in this direction, and since the body is moving in forward direction, in rightward direction, the frictional force exerted by the ground will be in backward direction, right? So I am drawing the free body diagram of the lower body, right? Now this is 4 kg. One force is 36 Newton. This is external force. As I told, the force exerted by upper body is 4 Newton. It's 4 Newton. And the friction exerted by the surface to this is 18 Newton. This will be 18 Newton. See, the direction of kinetic friction is mu k times normal reaction. There is no if and but. The magnitude of kinetic friction is straight mu k times normal reaction. So we are just writing for previous part, when the force was 18 Newton or 12 Newton, the friction was static friction, right? But for this situation, all three questions are separate questions. So for this situation, this is kinetic friction, right? Now the acceleration is a2. Now the acceleration is a2. Now what? 36 is the force along the direction of the acceleration. I always say while writing the net force, we must choose the force along the acceleration as positive one. So 36 minus 18 minus 4 is equal to 4 times E2, because the bodies are not sliding together, so we have to take only the mass of the body under consideration, right? So what is this? 36 minus 80, 18 plus 4, 22, 32, 32, 36, 14. 14 is equal to 4A2. A2 is equal to 14 upon 4. How much is this? 4 3s are 12. Yes, 3.5 meter per second square. This is the acceleration of the lower block, isn't it? Acceleration of the lower block. Now let us summarize the situation. What is happening actually, right? So this is the body, 4 kg, and this is you are standing and watching the blocks, right? So 4 kg, this is accelerated. What is the acceleration of this body? 3.5 meter per second. You are thinking that upper body is also accelerated, 2 kg. And what is the acceleration? Acceleration of this body is 2 meter per second square. Means the acceleration of the upper body in rightward direction is lesser than the acceleration of the lower body in same direction. So with respect to this body, this upper body is accelerated comparatively at a slower rate, right? So suppose if someone is standing here, this is not you, right? So for this person, what is the acceleration of this body, right? For this body, because he is standing on the lower body. So with respect to lower body, let us find the acceleration of 2 kg with respect to 4 kg is equal to acceleration of second body minus acceleration, we are taking the magnitude, minus acceleration of this lower body 4. And what are the acceleration? Accelerations are 2 minus 3.5, that is minus 1.5 meter per second square. What is the meaning of negative sign? Negative sign means in backward direction. So for this observer, this body is at rest and upper body is sliding in backward direction with acceleration of 1.5 meter per second, right? So overall this is the question, and this is the way we solve this kind of questions of getting the acceleration. So ultimately, what is the main task? That you have to write the script, then what is the pattern of the motion of the blocks.